Good evening, this is KE8VZA, KE8, or Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha. Personal, here's Eric, Echo Romeo, India Charlie. I'll be the pre-net controller for the BeaconNet pre-show, which will start in 5 minutes at the bottom of the hour. I have a NetLogger window open, and if you would like to get in the log early to beat the rush, I'm listening.
W8WKY.
Kilo Charlie 0 Lima Romeo Mike, KC0 LRM Kelly in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
This is Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kilo 6 Kilo Juliet Victor, Kevin in Valley Springs, California. Hey, Eric.
All right, very good. I have RevCav K6KJV, got you on the log there. Good to hear you tonight, Kevin. And Kelly KC0LRM, added you to the log as well. And I lifted Ray. I'm sorry, not Ray. Ray is in the 10th slot. I see Ray out there. Greg, KC3SEG. I added you to the log, Greg. I saw you out there in the blue screen. And let's see. I'm going to go ahead and add AB8MO. I see him lurking about, so we'll go ahead and add him to the log. Anybody else? Please call now. We have a couple minutes.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, trying to get out of the kitchen.
All right there, Mark. All right, trapped in the kitchen. I got you on the log. Hopefully you can break free there. Anybody else? Please call now.
Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Mike Victor, Paul, mobile.
Kilo Alpha 5 station, could you come back with your complete call? I'm a little behind the 8 ball here, sorry.
I'm getting in the repeater, okay. Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Mike Victor, Papa Mike Victor, QSL.
QSL Paul, Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Mike Victor. Got you in the log, and I got you down as mobile. Anybody else?
This is KE8ZRY, Jeremy.
Last station, please confirm Kilo Delta 8, Zulu Romeo Yankee.
That would be Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo Yankee.
Very good, Jeremy. Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo Yankee. Got it. Thank you for confirming. Appreciate it. Got you on the log. Let's see how much time we have left here. Okay, please stand by. Our announcer's going to come on in just a sec.
The BeaconNet, a gathering of hams from around the world, will start on the system in 30 minutes. Come join us.
QST, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8VZA. My name is Eric, Echo Romeo India Charlie, and I will be your pre-net net control operator here for the BeaconNet pre-show, We are on the W8WKY repeater in Doylestown, Ohio, with the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. Our frequency is 147 Mark 39. Our PL tone is 114 Mark 8, and the repeater has a positive offset. You can get to us via Allstar Node number 48496 and Echolink W8WKY-R. And I have NetLogger open, and I have a session going here. Look for the BeaconNet in the list. And we have several people that I've added to the list already. And what else? Let me take a break for time. I'll be right back. KE8VZA returning. This is a control prenet. I ask that all traffic pass through net control, yours truly. And emergency or urgent traffic, please break in at any time. At this point, is there any emergency or urgent traffic? I'll take a pause. All right, very good. Hearing nothing, we'll continue. Our usual practice here is to go down our list of the net control team, make sure everybody can be heard and is hearing and functioning and present. Or for those with no responsibilities, whether or not they want to opt out. I can't believe you would do that. Anyway, so we'll start at the top for our Mickey Mouse roll call with our net control station, who will be joining us at the top of the hour. KE8QKO, Nick at Night. Are you out there? How you doing? And how did Scouts go this weekend?
KE8VZA, KE8QKO. It went pretty well this weekend. Thank you, Eric. All the kids collectively throughout the day, they made 30 unique contacts. So that was pretty good. Some were kind of meh on the whole thing. Some seemed to like it and enjoy it. But I did have one scout that said that he wants to get his ham radio license. He was sitting there and he's like, "This is pretty cool." He's like, "I could do this at home. This could be a cool hobby." I said, "Yes, it could." And I shared some information on kind of how to get started, and I'll follow up with him later. I'm not going to push him. Don't push kids; they'll back away. But he seemed to like it. He's a really smart kid, so maybe we'll have another ham operator showing up that I can push into this Era Club. And I told him, I said, young guys in the club, they need them. So we'll see how it goes. But it was a good weekend. Had a lot of fun. It was exhausting. Probably about 10 hours sitting next to kids, trying to teach them to talk on the radio, tell them what not to say, tell them to say things. So it was very hands-on and intensive. But it was a lot of fun. Anyway, with that, I'll pass it back to you, sir. KE8QKO.
All right, Nick at Night, very good. You never know. Some of those other kids that didn't exactly stick their hands up saying they want to get a license, at least they have exposure to it, know what it is, at least know what some of it is, and maybe later they'll get interested. That's what happened to me. So anywho, thanks for sharing that. Glad it went well. Yeah, I imagine that was exhausting, 10 hours straight operating with the kids. But yeah, it's a good thing. So we'll clear with KE8QKO for now. He'll be joining us at the top of the hour. And we'll cruise on down to our next station here. Dustin, KD8EPC. Are you out there, Dustin? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
KD8VZA and the BeaconNet pre-show. This is KD8EPC on Echolink. Good evening to you, Eric. I have company at the moment, so I don't know for sure if I'll be around or not, but I'll definitely at least be listening in the background there. So with that, I'm going to say 73 for the moment. This is KD8EPC. Back to pre-net control.
All right, Dustin, very good. Good to hear you tonight. Hope your visit with your friends goes well. And we'll leave you on the list. We'll leave you here just in case. We'll get back to you near the end of the net and see if you're available. Thanks for checking in here. Good to hear you. We'll clear with KD8 EPC, and we'll go down to Just Nick. KD8 SLG. How you doing, Just Nick? Are you out there? And are you going to hang around for the big show tonight?
W8WKY.
KD8 SLG.
KD8 this is KD8
Are you out there, Just Nick, and are you going to
waiting
stick
for
around
my
for the
node
tonight?
to ID because it knows it's my turn to talk. I'm still down the farm. It is harvest season, you know. So, but I am here. I'll be sticking around. I'm going to try to take in an episode of The Penguin at some point tonight. But I'm here, dude. It's the Beacon Net. Where else would I be? Lighten up the nighttime airwaves. KD8 SLG, back to Metro.
All right, Just Nick, your node's sounding really good. Glad you're having a good time down on the farm there, or maybe they're putting you to work. I don't know. But that could still be good, I guess, right? Anyway, hope the roosters are behaving. And the penguin, yeah, I haven't checked that out yet. We have a guy at work that he sounds like the penguin when he cackles from his office, you know. Anyway, we'll clear with KD8 SLG. Good to hear you. And I am KE8 VZA with the Beacon Net pre-show here, and we're cruising through our list of net control operators, our team here, and seeing who's here and who's not. Next on the list is W8HRF, Josh. How you doing tonight, Josh? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KE8VZA, W8HRF. Good evening, Eric. Good evening to everybody on the Beacon Net. I'm going to stick around. I may not make it for the entire net, but I'm going to try to make it until at least 10:30. So that is my goal. And I think Lucy just gave me the thumbs up that she's sticking around for at least that long, too. So I am currently having my cake and eating it, too. I have a problem. This is my new favorite type of cake. Carrot cake used to be my favorite, and now Lucy made this spice cake. I need to stop. I need to go to the gym, but it's really good. I'm going to have a glass of water. KE8VZA, W8HRF.
Sounds really good there, Josh. I think I may have had a cake like it in the past, and it was very good. Anyway, enjoy. Remember, everything in moderation, right? Isn't that the ticket? So we got you on the log here, and Lucy, too. I don't know if does Lucy want to check in herself, KE8YUK?
Lucy's in the middle of hiding a spice cake, totally unrelated to what Josh was just talking about. Back to you, Eric.
All right, Lucy. I'm going to take the path of Sergeant Schultz from Hogan's Heroes, and I see nothing. I know nothing. Anyway, we got you on the log. We'll clear with KE8YUK for now. And let's go down and see if our alt trivia master, a.k.a. Rubber Chicken Wrangler, Alan, is here yet. Alan, KI5DAY, have you arrived yet? All right, nothing heard. He's usually on another net that ends shortly, so he'll join us at that time. Okay, we're down to the end of the net control team, and I'll read off who I have on the list, and we'll take some more check-ins. I have KC3SEG, Greg. I have K6KJV, Kevin. I have K5CFY, Ray. KC0LRM, Kelly. AB8MO, Andy. K4OG, Mark, trapped in the kitchen. KA5PMV, Paul, and KE8ZRY. That's who I have here. And any further check-ins? Now's the time. I'm listening.
This is KA8J listening.
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Kilo Echo 8 Yankee November Juliet. KE8YNJ John in Norton.
All right, I'm going to pick it up there. All right, I took the liberty of adding Tom, KA8MNT from the blue screen, and the next station was a KA8 station. I missed your suffix. Could you please repeat?
Roger, this is KA8LYJ, Bob in Barberton.
All right, Bob, thank you. KA8LYJ, got you on the log. Let's see. After that, I picked up N8WB Stefan and John, KE8YNJ, and I picked up Jairus from the blue screen, AI5Q. Anybody else that wants to get on the log, please call now.
Net control, please check in. KJ5EKW, Kilo Juliet 5, Echo Kilo Whiskey, Kenny and South Bixby.
Check, KA5PMV.
Okay, last station, were you KA5 Papa Mike Victor?
QSL, I'm going to be arriving at my QTH in about 15 minutes, so I won't be joining the net. QSL? QSL, got you on the log, and I guess we'll check you in and out, or are you going to join from the QTH? I didn't quite grab that. No, I've been away from the house for a while, so I've been going to be spending time with the XYL at QSL. QSL, yes. Spending time with the XYL is a good thing. So enjoy your time together, and I got you on the log. I'm going to go ahead and put you in and out. Thanks for checking in tonight, Paul. 73. Let's see. Anybody else wants to get on the log? Please call now.
Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, WV3K. Phil here in Canal Fulton.
Roger, picked up Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Got you on the log there, Phil. Anybody else before we work this list? Please call now.
Oh, good evening, KC8 Fox Queen Victor. Mark up here in Aurora. KC8 FQV coming RF.
KC8 FQV, got you on the list here, Mark. Your RF signal is sounding good. Okay, let's go ahead and work this list here. I'm going to go up to the top. KC3SEG, Greg, now from Florida. How you doing, Greg? And are you going to stick around for the net tonight?
Good evening to you, Eric, everyone else out there. Yes, I'll be sticking around for the net tonight. Looking forward to it. and I'll turn it right back over to you, KC3SEG.
W8WKY.
All right, Greg, very good. Good to hear you tonight. Gotcha on the log. We'll clear with KC3SEG for now and go down to Kevin, K6KJV. How you doing, Kevin? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Hello, Eric, and everybody else on the net. This is K6KJV, and that's right, I'm all in. So roll the wheel, and let's see if I hit the jackpot. K6KJV, back to you, Eric.
All right, Kevin. Very good. And just to let you in on a secret, the wheel's got all D's on it. It's all deltas, every slot. So you're all set. We'll clear with K6KJV and go on down to K5CFY Ray. How you doing tonight, Ray? And are you going to stick around for the main net? KE8VZA returning. I did pick up AF5JD, Matt, down in Tulsa. I added to the log and got you here a short time. K5CFY Ray, are you out there? And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
In there.
Is that you, Ray?
K5CFY, KE8VZA. Eric, you got a copy of it?
Yes, Ray, I hear you now.
Good deal. Well, Eric, thanks for doing the pre-net there, and yes, I'll definitely be hanging around. K5CFY.
Very good, Ray. Good to hear you tonight. Thanks for joining us. Got you on the log here. We'll clear with K5CFY and go on down to Kelly, KC0LRM. How you doing tonight, Kelly? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
K8VZA. Hey, thanks for getting in there. Yeah, I'm a little tired, but I think I'll be sticking around for the show. I wouldn't miss it. And everybody have a good day if I don't hear you again. All right, thanks for running pre-net. Thank you.
My pleasure, Kelly. Thanks for joining us tonight. Got you on the log, sticking around. Okay, we'll clear with KC0LRM and go on down to AB8MO. How you doing, Andy? And are you going to stick around for the big show tonight?
Well, as long as they stay connected, I will be here, I think. This is AB8MO. Josh, I'll be over shortly for some spice cake. That's good stuff, isn't it? All righty, you got quite a list to get through. You only got 10 minutes. Back to you, AB8MO.
All right, Andy. Well, hey, if you get there, make sure they save a piece of that spice cake for me. Anyway, we'll clear with AB8MO. Good to hear you tonight. Got you on the log. Next on the list, if he's not still trapped in the kitchen, is Mark, K4OG. How you doing tonight, Mark? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
KE8VZA, K4OG. Good evening, Eric and everyone else. Yes, sir. Got out of the kitchen, waiting on some chili to cool down so I can put it away. And we're sticking around for the big show. We're going to keep the eyeballs propped open as long as we can, Eric. K4OG back to net.
All right, Mark. Hey, great minds think alike. My XYL made chili tonight. I helped a little bit. She did most of the work, but it was delicious. And, of course, we always make enough for a couple days. So looking forward to it. So hope yours turned out well. I bet it did. Anyway, K4OG will clear with you and roll on down to our next station. KA5 PMV Paul was mobile and got to his QTH, so he's checked in and out. And 73 Paul. And after that is KE8ZRY Jeremy. How you doing tonight, Jeremy? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Good evening. This is KE8ZRY. Yeah, I'm going to stick around for the main net, I think. I'm doing pretty good tonight, just relaxing, settling down for the weekend, and getting ready for the week. So, but, yep, I'm going to stick around. 73's back to you.
All right, Jeremy, got you on the log, is sticking around. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with KE8ZRY for now and go on down to Tom, KA8MNT. How you doing tonight, Tom, and are you going to stick around for the main net?
KE8 Victor Zorro Avengers. This is KE8MNT. Oh, my mind's playing tricks this evening. Yeah, I think I'll stick around. I've got nothing else better to do this evening except sleep, and who needs that? So, yep, I'll stick around. This is KA8MNT turning everything back over to KE8VZA.
All right, I hear you. Got you on the log, sticking around. Zorro Avengers, I like that. That's kind of mixing some genres there. That's cool. We'll clear with KA8MNT for now, and we'll go on down to KA8LYJ. Bob, how you doing tonight, Bob? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Well, the horrors persist, but so do I. Yeah, it's my first time on the net, so I really ought to stick around and see what it's all about. Normally my Sunday nights are tied up, but tonight was free, and I tuned in, and lo, there you were. So I thought I'd check in and see how it was. KA8LYJ.
All right, very good, Bob. Well, thanks for joining us. We have the pre-show from the 9:30 to 10 p.m. Eastern, and at 10 p.m., our net control operator will take over and take some more check-ins, and then we have two different trivia questions and a chance for each one of the stations to make comments as well as give their answers for the trivia. So welcome aboard. We'll clear with KA8LYJ for now and go on down to NAWB Stefan. How you doing tonight, Stefan? And are you going to stick around for the big show?
QKO, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. Yes, I will be here this evening for the show, and I'll be waiting to hear a little bit more later, maybe.
All right, very good, Stefan. Got you on the list as hanging around. Good to hear you tonight. We'll clear with N8WB and go on down to our next station, KE8YNJ. John, how you doing tonight, John? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
W8WKY.
Good evening, Eric. This is KE8YNJ, and we're probably going to be listening out. I'll probably listen to the trivia, but I think we probably will not be back. So let's say 7-3 right now, and thanks for doing the pre-net. And back to you, KE8YNJ.
All right, John, very good. I got you on the list as in and out. If you feel the need to recheck later when the opportunity presents itself, please go ahead. So thanks for joining us in 73. We'll clear with John, KE8YNJ, and go on down to Jairus, AI5Q. How you doing tonight, Jairus? And are you going to stick around for the main net? AI5Q, this is KE8VZA. Are you out there, Jairus, and are you going to stick around for the main net tonight? All right, nothing heard from AI5Q. We're going to keep him on the log and circle back and check in with him in a bit. So I'm going to move on down to Kenny, KJ5EKW. How you doing tonight, Kenny? And are you going to stick around for the main net?
Hey, Eric. This is Kilo Julia 5 Echo Kilo Whiskey Kenny in Bixby, Oklahoma. Yes, sir. I plan on sticking around. Spent the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to get into coffee, and I bought a coffee grinder, and I think I've got the settings and everything finally dialed in. I've brewed some great cups of coffee, so I'm extra wired tonight, so you bet I'm sticking around. With that, I'll send it back to KE8VZA. Thank you so much for taking my check-in. This is Kilo Julia 5 Echo Kilo Whiskey, 7-3.
All right, Kenny. Well, hey, it sounds like your coffee setup is working properly. I love it. Coffee's one of my favorite things. Anyway, good to hear it. Got you on the log here, sticking around. We'll clear with KJ5EKW and go down to Phil, WV3K. How you doing tonight, Phil? Was good to see you at the meeting last week. And are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
KVZA, WV3K. Good to hear you, Eric. I have to ditto that. It was wonderful seeing you too at the meeting. I think I'm going to take time out with Robin. She and I had done a walk today, and I'm a little tired. I'm going to take a shower and try to get into bed early. So if you don't mind my absence, please know that I still care for the group, and I would love to be hanging out late, but I got to get some rest. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Eric. Thank you for doing a nice job on the net and everything, and enjoy the evening with the rest of the group. With that, this will be WV3K and back to net control. Thanks, Eric, and have a blessed evening, and God bless all.
All right, Phil, very good. You know, sometimes the body just tells you what it wants and you have to answer. And so if rest is at the top of the list, that's just fine. Got you on the log here and is checking in and out. Thanks for checking in with us tonight. And 73. Next we'll go down to Mark, the other Mark this is Northern Mark, KC8FQV. How you doing, Mark, and are you going to stick around for the main net tonight?
Yeah, once I can get the button to give me a red key, yeah, I'll stay around. Yeah, I didn't go up to Sandusky to that, but I couldn't find one thing I was looking for, and I need to have when I go up there is a strap for the glasses and the belt for the pump. And I knew I put it somewhere. Well, I put it right with all the phone cases right by the computer in the other room. So I found it, but I didn't go up. I stayed home. I mowed some lawn, which does need to be done. So it'll probably be the final cut. So, but you know what? It got cut August. It got cut once. The field did. It didn't grow much after that. So I'll send it back, but I'm going to stay around. I'll check the numbers again. So KSFQV, and guess what? It's time for the net to start. So KSFQV.
All right, Mark, got you on the list, and got you sticking around. And next on the list is AF5JB, but it is time for the net, and I'm going to turn it over to Nick at Night. And Nick at Night, AF5JB is short time. If you could get to him first, I'm sure he would appreciate it. So with that, I am KE8VZA, turning over the net to KE8QKO. Take it away, Nick.
Thank you, Eric, and fine business on the pre-show, as always. Good evening, and welcome to the Beacon Net. My name is Nick. My call sign is Kilo Echo 8, Quebec Kilo Oscar, and I'll be net control for the evening. The Beacon Net meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time here on the WWQI repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink WWKY-R. This is direct to net, so all traffic must pass through net control. We are linked in with our friends in Oklahoma, Fireside Network, and various other repeaters, so we ask that you key for a couple of seconds before and after you transmit so we hear everything you've got to say. Before we start taking check-ins, if there's any emergency or priority traffic, please call now. All right, I ran through that pretty quick. Normally I take check-ins at this point in time, but I'm going to change things up a little bit because we do have a short-time station, and I don't get a chance to talk to him very often because he's usually short-time during the pre-show, and he doesn't get a chance to answer our trivia very often because he's also short-time during the pre-show. So, before we go down to AF5JB, I'm going to ask Eric, K8VZA, to read the main trivia question, and then we'll try to get an answer from Matt there. So, Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with the main trivia question. Okay, here we go. It's baseball related since we're in the playoffs, and sadly the Guardians didn't make it through, but they put up a good fight there for most of the way with some good baseball. So anyway, here we go. What is the purpose of the new PitchCom wireless device that most MLB teams are using now? Possibilities are alpha, allows the catcher to signal the type of pitch to the pitcher. Bravo, used by the umpire to communicate balls and strikes to the scoreboard operator. Or Charlie, allows the pitching coach to signal pitches to the pitcher. Or Delta, used to send the pitch speed and location to TV broadcast crews. Take a break and read it again. KE8VCA returning with the main trivia question. What is the purpose of the new PitchCom wireless device that most MLB teams are using now? Choices are alpha, allows the catcher to signal type of pitch to the pitcher. Bravo, used by the umpire to communicate balls and strikes to the scoreboard operator. Or Charlie, allows the pitching coach to signal pitches to the pitcher. Or Delta, used to send the pitch speed and location to TV broadcast crews. I'll put this in the blue screen. KE8VZA, back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, thank you, Eric. And Matt, hang on one more moment here. Our alternate trivia showed up in the blue screen, so we're going to get that for you, and we're going to try to see. Hopefully you're still out there, and hopefully we can try to get you to answer both questions. So, Alan, take it away with your alternate question.
KA5DAY in the net. Hey, Mr. Nick, I'm a little off kilter tonight, but we'll try to make it through this. Okay, tonight's alternate trivia question is as follows. A man known as Sir Alfred Moran was made famous after having to live for over 18 years in which one of these places? Was it A, in a hidden room behind a bookcase in the Carnegie Library in Pittsburgh? B, in an abandoned underground opal mine in Coober Pedy, Australia? C, in an airport terminal in the Charles de Gaulle Airport in France? Or D, in the Cornwallis Bean family abandoned missile silo in Scotland? KI5DAY, back to net.
All right, copy that, sir. Thank you very much. AF5JB, Matt, are you out there? And you want to throw comments in the regular net and try to answer our trivia?
Yeah, copy. Man, I tell you what, how's some pretty question. Baseball, but I'm not really into baseball, so I can tell you, to be honest. But other than that, everybody, other than that, and a good weekend. So, one of my friends out of town. Around the Langley, Oklahoma area. My friend is trying. He was he's doing things, but trying to visit up there. We got back to talking about the 1 o'clock this morning, and put my laundry and with the main event and play the world's watching Batman, and I was kind of around there for a little bit, played some other Batman game there, and then went home. Played some more games there, of course, and the old rest. Oh, Alan's out there. But, then I went to bed, and the holiday day, give me a holiday week. It's currently 72 degrees here in T-Town, and I just want to stop by and say hi to everyone. Everyone, just say week and good night as well. Always good to hear you folks out there, and to have you on, and until next time I talk to think of in a moment. And this is AFIJB, Matt, in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's about to control. Have 16 times 83.
All right, thank you, Matt. I think we just at the edge of your range there. You were pretty staticky. If you did try to answer the trivia, could you come back with the answers phonetically? If you were going to pass for any of the answers, just throw Papa out there, so we know you passed. But if you can come back with both answers phonetically or Papa, I'd appreciate it. All right, copy that, sir. I think if I heard you right, you're passing on the first answer and Delta for the alternate. Because I believe I did hear you say something about not being a fan of baseball, and that's okay. I'm not a fan of baseball either, but I'm going to try to answer it because I'm not a sports ball guy. That's why I play radio all the time. Anyway, thanks for being with us there, Matt. I do appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to talk to you and get out to you here before you headed down the road. I usually miss you, so there's a good chance. And I appreciate it. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 3. I know, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. All right, so we got our short times in there. We got our trivia questions read for everybody. We're going to do one round of check-ins before we start running through the list to make sure we get everybody on there. So if you have not checked into the BeaconNet and you would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, I heard somebody key up, but I didn't hear them say anything. I also should have said that I had 2 check-ins from the blue screen that were logged into the NetLogger, and I didn't announce them. That was KI5TAQ and KD8VYT. So you guys are at the bottom of the current list, but we'll get to you pretty quick. Just hang in there. So we're going to go up to the top of our list here. We're going to start with KC3SEG. Greg, talked to you a little bit earlier, sir, but now we can talk to you again. How's life down in Florida treating you?
Good evening,
hey, Nick and
Nick and
K4OG.
everyone
You
else
got a
out
copy
there.
on me?
Florida's been treating me good. I've been here for about a month now, and I've been enjoying it. The weather's been great, and just been doing a lot of POTA activations down here. I try to do one every day or at least every other day, and that keeps me and my dog, Eddie, busy, and we really enjoy doing it. Not much more else to say, Nick. Thanks for running the net here. And I heard Dustin earlier. Dustin, if you're out there, good evening to you. It's been a while. But my answers before I forget is going to be Alpha, and I have no idea what the second one is. I'm just going to guess Charlie. Alpha and Charlie. This is KC3SEG. Back over to Nick. Thanks again. 7-3.
All right, thank you, Greg. Sounds like you're doing well down there, and I appreciate you checking in there. It's good to hear you. Maybe your answer is down as Alpha and Charlie. Before I go any further, it sounded like somebody started to double with you there at the beginning. I didn't catch who that was. If the station that started to double with Greg can come back with their call sign, I would appreciate it. Okay, nothing heard there. That might have somebody said in the blue screen that might have been K4OG. If it is you, Mark, we'll get to you here pretty quick. Our next station we have is K6KJV, Kevin. I assume your answers are going to be Alpha and Alpha. Can you come back, sir?
This is K6KJV. Hello, Mr. Nick at Night, and the crew, and everybody else on the net. Well, I hate to disappoint you tonight, but I think I'm going to switch it up and go with double D's, Delta and Delta. Not a big fan. I used to be a big fan of baseball until they took a knee, and that was it for me. So, and that, just so you know, just between you and me, that missile silo, it ain't so abandoned, okay? That's a secret, though. Don't tell nobody. So, as usual, you can't go wrong with the Cornwaldo bean. So, God bless 73, everyone. And back to you, Mr. Nick at Night from K6KJV. The mic is yours, sir.
All right. right, thank you, Kevin. Got your answers down there for Delta and Delta. And yeah, you know, I got things I could say that my opinion on professional sports in general. But yeah, I don't really pay much attention to it. It's I got bigger things to worry about, like talking to you guys on a Sunday night. Anyway, thanks for checking in there. Appreciate it, and we got you down. Yeah, I said Delta and Delta. Okay, next we're going to talk to K5CFY Ray. How you doing, sir? And you know what, Ray? I tried to get in with that 17 meters with you over the weekend, but I couldn't hear anything south of, say, like Tennessee. So I wasn't able to hear you guys or anybody down there. So we kept going. We got a lot of stuff from the New York QSO party. We didn't really hear much in the way of scouts. I heard some Cub Scouts out there. I didn't hear any Boy Scout troops. But those guys up in New York, a lot of them are really, really good about taking the time to talk to the scouts and get us some contacts. So that worked out pretty well. At first I was like, oh man, the stands are full of these people doing a contest. But those nice guys up there in New York, they stopped what they were doing. They took the time. And I got to say, I do appreciate that. Anyway, with that, I'll go back to you, Ray. K8QKO.
KE8QKO. K5CFY. Good evening there, Nick at night. Yeah, we tried to make contact there. We had quite a few scouts out there, and we made quite a few contacts. Made one contact in Mexico. Language barrier. Talk back and forth, but anyway, it was a lot of fun. Good to hear you in there, Nick. Say hi to Eric on the keyboard there. Appreciate that. And Farmer Nick there. Say hi to Farmer Nick. But my answers are going to be Delta and Charlie. Delta and Charlie. K5CFY. Back to net control.
All right, thank you, Ray. Sounds like a pretty good day for you there. We have your answers down for Delta and Charlie. You know, we did hear, and Dustin turned me on to it at the end of the night, but we did hear a station down in Brazil trying to get in. We were trying to get in there, and I got to say, there was one kid that he was like, he said, I could do this. He's like, this would be a really cool hobby to get into. And I said, yeah, it would. He seemed to be really interested in wanting to get his license. But he sat there, he kept trying to call that Brazil station, and he was persistent. He was really trying to work it. And I'm like, man, this kid's like a real operator. So we did that, but we didn't make contact. But I was on my 100-watt radio with an end-fed half wave and an inverted D sort of setup. So yeah, I didn't really get out much past. I think early in the day on 40 meters, I got a pretty good signal report down in Georgia. That was about the best I got all day. So it was all right, though. The kids had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. So thanks for checking in there, Ray. I appreciate it. And next we have KC0LRM Kelly. How you doing, sir? And what do you have to begin on tonight?
Oh, K8QKO. Hey, thanks for getting in there. Yeah, I'm not big on the baseball anymore either. I used to be. I used to go to Ranger games all the time until they went on strike and thought $4 million a year wasn't enough, so I quit spending my $35 on a ticket. Just kind of quit watching it, and I've tried to go back and just lost interest. So maybe someday. My answer is I think I'm going to go with, since the first one I really don't have a clue, I'm just going to go, let's go B on the first one, and can't go wrong with Cornwall to being on the second one, so D for the second one. Well, everybody have a good evening out there, and I'll let you get on down the list.
All right, thank you, sir. I think I heard you say Bravo and Delta, and that's correct. That's what my net logger put in there. So thanks for checking in there. We do appreciate it, Kelly, and we will talk to you down the line. Before I go down to Andy, I'm going to say this is K8QKO on the WWQR repeater, 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Next we go to AB8MO Andy. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
KE8QKO. This is AB8MO. Let me turn that Oh. Because that delay is driving me crazy. That's, well, I can get away with having multiple radios on 015 because I'm so close I don't desense it enough to close the squelch. As a matter of fact, look at the radio. It's still full scale with me transmitting. Anyway, getting sucked into the blue screen as usual. I have a fascinating conversation about the return of Jesus, looks like. All right, let's see. For main trivia, I don't know. I'm going to go Delta on that one. Used to send the pitch and location to broadcast crews. I always thought that was interesting how they do that, so maybe we'll find out. And if that's not the case, then I'll have to figure out how they do that. And for Allen's, I don't know. I haven't got the slightest clue, so I guess I'm going to do a double D answer. I'm going to do a Rev Kev answer. How about that one? So I had a nice time in Michigan. I went to go to a friend's house. He has absolutely no interest in amateur radio whatsoever. But I did get the text message from Josh HRF saying that Nick at Night was on 40 meters, but I was in really no position to transmit. I guess I could have, but I don't know. I was taking a nap. That was the honest answer. I was taking a nap, and by the time I woke up, it was like an hour and a half later, so I figured that you might have been done. So I'm glad to hear that the Jamboree on the air went well, and we have another new potential ham in the wings. So with that, I'll throw it back to you, because you guys want to hear the master of ceremonies and not me. K8QKO and the Beacon Net. This is AB8MO.
All right, thank you, Andy. Yeah, I was all over the place. I was mostly on 40. 40 was banging pretty well all day for me. 1.20 was pretty good. I think I said 17. We got one contact on 17. You know, the funny thing is, I'm going to keep talking about this all night probably. I gave every kid a log sheet, made them fill out their own log sheet, and I paired them up so they were kind of taking turns talking to people. So there were two kids on the radio kind of helping each other. We had one kid that was really into it. I think he got, I want to say 7 or 8 contacts total during his time on the radio. But we had another kid that went out. He got 5 contacts on his first hour. He came back later in the day when I had a break and got another 5 contacts. And he filled up his log sheet. He was the only kid we had that filled up his log sheet. So I think I have a couple extra patches from him Benjamin that I bought. I'm probably going to take that with me tomorrow and say, this one, fill up his log sheet, and for that, he's getting this patch that nobody else has. So that'll be fun. He's a younger scout. I don't know if he's really interested in ham radio. Probably a little on the young side without having somebody around him all the time that does it. So maybe in a few years he'll get that spark or that bug, and we can do this again. But yeah, well, good times. Lots of good times with the kids. They seem to have some. Like I said, some really enjoyed it. Some were just kind of like, we want to get the merit badge, so we're just getting our contacts to get the merit badge. And yeah, so that's how it went. Anyway, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. Oh, the one that got his 10 contacts, but he got the 9, and I got tired of chasing stuff, so I opened up my phone. I brought up Echolink, and he made contact with somebody on the 3-9. I forget their call sign. I got it written down in my notes in the log sheet. But that was his last contact. I'm like, here, you can talk to somebody in Akron. We'll go on my phone and do it. And he kind of got a kick out of that. All right, thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. And next we're going to talk to K4OG Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
W8WKY.
Hey, good evening, Nick, and everyone on the net. K4OG here. That's really awesome, Nick at Night, doing the Boy Scout thing, with the ham radio. I guess the Weebles just get walkie-talkies, huh? Well, that's okay, too. I heard Jim even got out there and talked to some of them, and Jim's a CW guy. So that was cool. Let's see. Let's give you my trivia answers. I'm going to live dangerously, and I'm going to say Delta and Alpha. DA. So that might show you just how smart I am with the Delta Alpha answer. Cooked some chili today. Made up some jumper cables. There was an issue there. I took a DX Engineering 400 cable, 12-foot, chopped it into 4-foot sections, made an N-type connector jumper cable, but the pin was too small to fit on the center conductor, so I had to cut a few out. DX Engineering's out of that N-type connector with that fat pin until January. But I soldered it together and crimped it, and that's what I'm talking on now. So I guess I did okay. And made up a few more with PL259s. I'm whooped. I was putting laundry away and trying to multitask. I may have been on the mic earlier, I don't know. Anyway, I blabbed enough, and it's fun to be on the net. Thank you very much. K4OG, back to net.
All right, thank you, Mark. We got your answers down there for Delta and Alpha, and you can't beat a trip to DX Engineering. Actually made an excuse to go there and buy some smaller, medium-length jumpers for the weekend. So I had some cables that I have long cables. I have longer cables in the house, and I have a couple of really, really short jumpers. I didn't have one like in between. I wanted to make sure I had that. So I did go to DX last week to have an excuse to do that. But I appreciate it, sir. And next we have KA5 PMV Paul that was in and out, which takes us down to KE8 ZRY Jeremy. How you doing, Jeremy? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Good evening, everybody on the beacon net. This is KE8ZRY. Hopefully I'm coming in okay and coming off the Echolink. Not much going on. Just relaxing and getting prepared for the week to come. Had a pretty decent weekend. Spent a lot of time taking care of both my girlfriend and our little one. My girlfriend has surgery done on Friday, so had to take care of both of them, and so my weekend was pretty full. That being said, for my trivia, for the main trivia, I'm going with A, and for the alt trivia, I'm going with Charlie, Alpha and Charlie tonight. That's about all I got. Hope everybody has a great evening. I'll say 73. Pass it back to net control.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. We have your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie. Appreciate it, sir. Next we have K8 MNT Tom. How you doing, Tom? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
Oh, excuse me. KE8QKO, this is K8MNT. Good evening, Nick, and everybody else that's on the net this evening. Well, let's see. We'll start off with the trivia, and I'm going to go Alpha and Charlie on that. So that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. Had a pretty good weekend. Today, with the Maslin Club, we had our last POTA of the season, so to speak, and was pretty successful. We got Austria on 10 meters this morning, and that was kind of exciting. And 10 meters was open because we got a few out west up into Washington State and all around, so it was really neat to have 10 meters open. Just a thought here, you know, ham radio and nets in particular have reminded me of the old Verizon commercial. You know, can you hear now? So with that, I'm going to say 7-3, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling. This is Kilo Alpha 8, Mike, November Tango, turning everything back over to KE8QKO.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. Got your answers down there for Charlie, Alpha and Charlie. Thanks for checking in. We appreciate it. It's good to hear you out there. One of these days, I'll have to make it down to a meeting and see you and maybe your lovely wife if she's able to make it with you again. I know we sat together at the Mexican restaurant before, but I don't usually go to that too often because I get out of work at 5, so I do stuff here and then go straight to the meeting at 7. But it's good to hear you, and thanks for checking in. Next, we have K8LYJ, Bob. How you doing, Bob? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
We're not doing too bad. Everybody's making chili today, it sounds like. We made ours last night. Ended up not being able to find the meat that the daughter said I was supposed to use, so went meatless, but I made it taste good anyway. Spent the weekend setting up a new set of radios. Unfortunately, I'm having to do the net on my handheld because was 10-foot short of coax for the VHF setup, so that's going to have to wait a few days. But the handheld seems to be working, so here I am.
All right, thank you, Bob. Did you have a chance to answer our trivia questions?
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm going to skip the baseball. I don't do sports. I don't know anything about sports. I know one side is supposed to play better than the other side, and that's about all I know. But I think on the alternate trivia question, I think it was the airport terminal. We'll go with that.
All right, thank you. I think we got you a pass for the first one, and yep, Charlie for the second one. All right, thanks for checking in there, Bob. We appreciate it. I need to identify. This is K8QKO on the WWKO repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And next we go to N8WB, Stefan. How you doing, Stefan? What do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
K8QKO. Great Whiskey Bravo, good morning. Oh, good morning. Yep. How are you? Good evening to everyone on the Beacon Net chat. I'm going to go with Charlie for the trivia question in an alternate. And I'm going to say, had a great day yesterday. Had the Sarah Fox on. Didn't have a lot of people involved, but we did have K4OG was down there. And he was sporting that really neat fox hunt and a system that guy creates that thing, and he's no longer selling them right now, but he's going to get them back in stock again for December or January. We'll see how that goes, but otherwise it's been a great day today, and yeah, it's been great listening to the net. So like I said, Charlie.
All right, thanks for checking in there, Stefan. Always good to hear you. We have your answers down there for Charlie, and maybe I'll make it into the barometer net one day this week. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to go tomorrow. My buddy called in sick for the gym tomorrow, so I'm going to take a pass and go at lunch instead of going in the morning. But Wednesday and Thursday, they're still on the schedule, so we'll see how that goes. Our next station was in and out. That's KE8 YNJ, John. And then we're going down to see if he's out there. He's on the blue screen. We'll see if he's, he said he was in and out earlier, but he may or may not be. AI5Q Jairus, are you out there? And do you have comments for the net?
AI5Q here. My comment for the net is my microphone is kind of hot because it's sitting on top of my radio, which is kind of hot because you guys have been talking nonstop for over an hour. And that's just the way it goes. It's fine. I'll get over it. I just need a fan to cool it down. Yeah, I wasn't sure I'd be back in time. I had to do a BEERUN earlier, and wasn't sure how quickly I was going to get that taken care of. So that's handled, and we are back on track with terrorizing the blue screen with Alan. I was sharing the good word about the end of the world coming in 2027, so you guys can stop paying taxes now, and by the time they get to auditing you, the world will end, and you'll be good to go. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, you already got my trivia answers, so I don't need to reiterate that. But anyway, just ripping it up on the blue screen, having a good time. You guys take care, and I'm kind of listening to the net, but I'm mostly watching the blue screen, to be honest. AI 5Q, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Jairus. Yes, we have your answers down as Delta and Charlie. And as far as not paying your taxes go, let's not forget the government added all those IRS agents, and maybe that's why. Maybe they knew something was coming, and they added the agents to catch up to people before it happens. Just a thought there. See how that goes. And yeah, unfortunately, sometimes I'm watching the blue screen more than I should be as well, and that's not great for the net controller. But that's what happens. That's the tangled web we weave. We'll talk to you later, Jairus, and we appreciate it. Next, we have KJ5EKW, Kenny. How you doing, Kenny? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
Oh, man, I'm doing great tonight, Mr. Nick. Thank you so much for having me. I've spent the whole weekend kind of learning how to make coffee. I've spent the whole 32 years of my life without this thing in my life, and I've really been trying to dial it this weekend, and man, I got it dialed. It tastes so great, and it's the perfect cup. It's beautiful, and I'm not sure what I'm doing or where I'm at, but I think my answers for the net tonight are going to be coffee, and with that, I will turn it back to the net control. Thank you so much for having me. This is Kilo Juliet 5 Echo Kilo Whiskey.
All right, thank you, Kenny. I can't leave that alone. We have your answers down for Charlie. And Charlie, I'm curious what method you're using to make your coffee. There's multiple methods. I've consumed a great amount of coffee in my life. Right now, I generally just either use a percolator when I'm camping or make K-cups at home because it's easy. But what are you doing? Do you have a French press? Are you doing a pour over? Are you using a regular coffee pot that you have dialed in with just the right amount of grains? I know myself, I do have a little French press, like a vacuum French press thing I can use to make a single cup of coffee when I'm camping as well. I've done that as well. And I don't do a lot of pour over coffee. I don't do any that kind of stuff. But how are you making your coffee? Come back to me.
KJ5EKW. I've been experimenting with the AeroPress. It's just this $30. It's basically a coffee syringe, but it's very manual. All the controls are in your hands, and I bought a coffee grinder. That's kind of the investment. And whole beans, so I can control the beans and the size of the beans, and then everything is manual. So there's many bad cups of coffee on my journey, but just kind of, YouTube university'd my way through it, and then the AeroPress is a very convenient way, and pour over is my next venture. Black Rifle Coffee has been my brand, and medium roast has been the palette that I've been choosing. Back to coffee control. Kilo Julie 5 Echo Kilo.
All right, that's pretty good there. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm a fan of medium roast myself. I've consumed everything from tar to watery, barely enough caffeine to wake me up. But yeah, for a couple of years ago, my sister-in-law got me a Christmas present, and it was kind of like an AeroPress, but it's like this vacuum coffee maker where you put the grounds in it, and then you add the water to it, and then as you twist the handle, it pushes coffee through the grounds, and makes a small cup, but then it doesn't quite make a big enough cup for me, so I have to make the coffee extra strong, and then I pour it into my cup, and I add a little bit of water to it, because the cup that comes with the coffee maker itself isn't enough for me to have a full cup of what I want for coffee. But yeah, I get it, and I enjoy making some coffee myself, and I particularly enjoy drinking the coffee, because, yeah, I'm a caffeine junkie. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming back there, and share your coffee adventure. Come on back anytime. I'm happy to hear it. Our next station, before I go any further, this is KAQKO on the WWQR repeater, 147 Mark 9, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we're going to go down to WV3K. Well, we're not going to Phil. Phil's in and out. WV3K is in and out. We're going to go down to KC8FQV Mark. How you doing, Mark? What do you have for the beacon tonight? Excuse me.
All right, KC8FQV. Well, on the trivia, it's going to be Alpha C, A and C, alternating current. So A and C. Well, I did some mowing today. Planned to go to Sandusky to Cedar Point, but couldn't find a couple things I needed when I go there. And I did finally find them, but it was getting late. So I said, well, we'll scrub that one, but we'll go mow lawn. As always can be done. So I went ahead and did some lawn grinding. Yep, ground some lawn up. Filled it up with gas and ground some grass up. So other than that, not much else happening. You know, we're at the end of the month already. It's moving fast. You know, don't leave it go too fast, because if you're next weekend talking to us, you didn't get to the Ham Fest. Yeah, next weekend is the Maslin Ham Fest. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think you get 7 sleeps, and then it's the Ham Fest. Yeah, 7 sleeps, and it's the Maslin Ham Fest. So you know, don't sleep in too many times. You might miss it. So I send it back to the net control yourself, QV.
All right, thank you, Mark. We have your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie. You know what? Yeah, I was thinking about that this weekend, and looking at my schedule, and I might be able to make Maslin Ham Fest this Sunday. I've got something going on Friday night. Trick-or-treating Friday night. And my wife's birthday, we're celebrating that on Saturday. Her actual birthday's on Monday. And then my son's got something going on Sunday afternoon. But I think I might be able to go to the Maslin Ham Fest in the morning. I have to double-check times this week and make sure, but that's where I'm at. So I'm hoping I can make it. Maybe if I'm there, I can buy a birthday present for my wife. Get her a nice boat anchor that she can put on a shelf and admire and look at the shiny boat anchor while I'm running the beacon net on Sunday nights. See how well that goes in my marriage. Anyway, thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. We have your answers down as Alpha and Charlie. Our next station, AF5JB, we already talked to, which takes us down to KI5TAQ. Taco Tim. How you doing, Tim? And what do you have for the beacon net tonight?
W8WKY.
Good evening, Nick. This is KI5TAQ. I just had to let the IDs go through before I start transmitting. Man, you guys are having a good time with trivia questions. For the trivia questions, I'm going to go with a double D. But I got a bonus question. I got a bonus question for all of you guys. I'm going to post it up right now. And it is called,
the space programs of the prospective countries had to move the space shuttle by what mode of transportation? Is it A, planes, B, trains, C, very heavy trucks, and or D, Cornwallow Bean heavy clown car? Now, how's that for a bonus question? This is KI5TAQ.
All right, thank you, Tim. We have your answers down there for Delta, and I think I know the answer to that. I believe the answer is planes, but you missed the caveat. There's a specific requirement to that plane that you missed, and you failed to put into the answer. The requirement is it has to be a plane that Alan, KI5DAY, has never worked on. Otherwise, the space shuttle might not get to its destination. Anyway, thank you, sir. We appreciate you checking in there and appreciate your alternate trivia question. Next, we go down and talk to KD8VYT Russ. I haven't talked to you on the Beacon Net for a while, Russ. Come on back to me. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm going to answer the trivia questions. The answer is A and C. And I don't remember the letters on the third question, but it's planes, specifically a 747. It's got to be big enough to haul that thing on its top. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I haven't made any contacts today because I don't know what's going on, but at one point I went out and made sure my antenna was still up. And it was, but I just didn't have any luck today. Anyway, KD8VYT 73.
All right, thank you, Russ. We have your answers down there for Alpha and Charlie. I didn't make any contact today because my antenna is not up. It's still wound up on a little winding thing that I printed, and I haven't put it back up yet. I put it up. Yeah, I tested it all out last week, made sure it was working. Cause I don't do a lot of HF. I need to do more of it, but I don't do a lot. So yeah, it's still sitting in a crate in my dining room, much to my wife's chagrin, of things that I have to put away that I haven't quite fully put away yet. Anyway, thank you, Russ. Appreciate you being in there. And next station we have is in and out. That's WB4AIZ Chuck, which takes us down to VY1MGS Mike. How you doing, Mike? How's life up in Whitehorse?
VY1
Plugs and beats.
Magically got on the list there. Thank you. Thanks for pulling me in. I definitely read the mail. I popped in and out of the net logger to see if I could hear the trivia questions. Although, admittedly, I've been doing some administrative work here while also reading the mail, so I'm only partially paying attention. My apologies. Well, it's currently 12 degrees below zero, Charlie, in Whitehorse right now. And we received 8.5 inches of snow. A bit early for that kind of snow, even in this area. Minus 11, that's about 13 degrees Foxtrot. My wife and I moved a bunch of snow today. Got the Bobcat running. And we used the snowblower a bit more, but the ground isn't quite frozen enough, so some rocks in some areas get trapped in the mechanism, which is frustrating and hard on the equipment. Trying to not do too much, but not being very successful at that this evening. Go for a double C for the questions. I'll go for a blind response there. Send it back. Send it back to Nick. Victor Yankee 1 Mike Sierra. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing good. Sounds like you're doing pretty good yourself. We have your answers down there for Charlie and Charlie. I'm recovering, honestly. It was a good day. I got home around noonish, and ran out and did some shopping, picked up some stuff at Sam's Club, and Costco, and all those kinds of things. I have both memberships. So far, I got the Plus membership, so we'll see which one pays for itself by the end of the year. If they both pay for themselves, then I'll keep them. But I have certain items that I like at both. Sam's Club has really good salted cashews. Costco has these honey roasted nut mixes that I really like. And I eat a lot of nuts throughout the day. So it's kind of my go-to snack. I imagine that's better than like gummy bears or sweet, sugary stuff. So anyway, that was my day. And just kind of unpacking and chilling out. So I appreciate you checking in there, Mike. Like I said, we have answers down for Charlie and Charlie. Next, we'll go down and talk to KO. Before I go next, I'm going to identify. This is KEQKO on the WWQR repeater. 147 Mark 3. I know, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. Oh, and Mike, yeah, so my net logger is pretty good about grabbing people out of the blue screen when they log in, and that's how you got it in the log there. Our next station here is another for the blue screen, which is KI5 RFI Mac. How you doing, Mac, and what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
KI5 RFI here, representing Arkansas. Good evening, Nick, and everybody on the Beacon Net. Well, we're at that time of the year here in the Ozarks where we have to run the heater in the morning and the air conditioner in the afternoon. It looks like we're going to have at least another week of that going on. Got too hot to stand it. Had to turn on the AC this afternoon. My answers to the trivia questions, I want to go with Charlie and Bravo. Charlie and Bravo. Back to net control.
All right, thank you, Mac. We have your answers down there for Charlie and Bravo. And we're back. We're all the way down at the bottom of the list here. So we've gone through everybody. We're open up here for more check-ins. Anyone who would like to check into the Beacon Net, please call now with your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location.
Control Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee VK2DY Robert Insit.
All right, I got VK2DY Robert. Is there anyone else out there who would like to check in the Beacon Net? Please call now.
And 9I delay.
Last caller, can you come back with your call sign phonetically, please?
Sure. November 9er, India Alpha Alpha.
W8WKY.
Copy. November 9, India Alpha Alpha. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to check in the Beacon Net? Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically.
Before you go into that, is Beacon or Deacon Net?
It's Beacon. Bravo, Echo, Alpha, Charlie, Oscar, November.
Okay. So what sort of beacon is this that you're representing?
Well, it's so we've got on we're in the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association here in Doylestown, Ohio, and we've had a pattern of all of our nets starting with a letter B or Bravo. So we've gone through a number of nets throughout the years. We have one in the morning called the
the word is just stopped. The barometer net. We've had a Borealis net. We've had a number of nets, and they all start with Bravo. We were trying to come up with a name for a net. So we kind of went with a beacon, kind of like a lighthouse themed sort of eye in the dark, because we're a nighttime type net, and that's where we went with beacon. So nothing particularly special about beacon except the fact that it starts with Bravo.
Okay. Sounds good. Now I just happened to turn a radio on. A friend of mine has a repeater on one of my towers and indicated that that it wasn't sounding right and his Allstar instance needed to be booted, so I did that for him, and I noticed that there was a bunch of traffic, and I pulled up the bubble chart and saw that there's 50 nodes tied in, so looks like fun. I'm amused by the unvaccinated female, I think is unvaccinated female from Canada, it would seem, that's connected to one of your nodes. Anyway, carry on with your net. It was nice making your acquaintance. You all have a lovely evening. This is N9IAA. Be well.
All right, thank you, Kevin. I haven't checked that QRZ page. I think I might have to check Mike's QRZ page and see what that's all about, because I'm guessing I missed something there. You know what? We actually have trivia questions as well. So if you would like, we have not reread those questions at all tonight, and we have another new check-in. If you want to hang around for a minute, we can reread those questions. You can try to answer our trivia. We have 2 trivia questions. We meet every Sunday and Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm not sure if you're in Central or not, but so anyway, we meet 10 p.m. Eastern Time every Sunday and Wednesday night, and we have 2 trivia questions every net. So if you're interested, we can reread those. I'll reread them anyway, but I want to make sure I'm going to call back out to you. If you want to come back to me.
Yeah, I do rather enjoy the trivia. Please do. N9IAA.
All right, fantastic, sir. Thank you very much. Let's go up and talk to K8VZA Eric and get our primary question read for us. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA with a reread of the main trivia question. What is the purpose of the new PitchCom wireless device that most MLB teams are using now? Possibilities are: Alpha, allows the catcher to signal type of pitch to the pitcher. Bravo, used by the umpire to communicate balls and strikes to the scoreboard operator. Or Charlie, allows the pitching coach to signal pitches to the pitcher. Or Delta, used to send the pitch speed and location to TV broadcast crews. This is KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Let's go down and talk to KI5DAY Alan to get our alternate question read for us. Alan, take it away.
Good evening, KI5DAY with Larry, the rubber chicken. Yeah, tonight's alternate trivia question, just for the benefit of this guy that's never heard our trivias before, I think his name is Kevin. This alternate trivia is not quite as serious as the regular trivia, but it's at least a question. So listen closely. I'll take a drop off here, and I'll come right back and read the question for you. All right, tonight's alternate trivia question reads as follows. A man known as Sir Alfred Meron was made famous after having to live for over 18 years in which one of these places? Was it A, in a hidden room behind a bookcase in the Carnegie Library in Pittsburgh? Was it B, in an abandoned underground opal mine in Coober Pedy, Australia? C, in an airport terminal in the Charles de Gaulle Airport in France? Or D, in the Cornwaldo Bean family abandoned missile silo in Scotland. KI5DAY, back to Nick.
All right, thank you, Alan, for another fine alternate trivia question. So before we go down and talk to Kevin, we have one check-in before him, which is VK2DY, Robert. How you doing, Robert? How's life down in Sydney, Australia?
Good afternoon. This is Robert, VK2DY in northwestern Sydney, where it's just 2 o'clock p.m. on Monday afternoon. We are now on daylight savings time. We went to daylight savings time on the first Sunday of October. So anyway, it is mostly clear actually, and about 75 Fahrenheit at this point. So not a bad spring day here. I'm just sitting outside enjoying the warm weather. It is, let's see, what else can I share? Oh, yeah, King Charles is here in Australia, and so he's going to give a big meeting down by the Opera House tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock. So I'll probably head down there and check that out. It's really nice to get down by the Opera House anyway. It's a beautiful area, Sydney Harbor and the bridge and all of that stuff. It's a beautiful area to hang out anyway. So we'll see if we can see him. Anyway, other than that, I'm just going to go with Alpha and Charlie for the questions. VK2DY, back to them.
All right, thank you, Robert. Sounds like a hoot of a time. Enjoy that. Lots of people watching him moment. We have your answers down for Alpha and Charlie. Thanks for checking in there, sir. Okay, next we're going to go down to N9IAA. Kevin, how you doing, sir? I already talked to you. I said how you doing, I think. Yeah, how do you have the answers for our trivia?
Well, I can honestly say that I have no idea. And I consider myself a fairly learned fellow, so I'm going to go with I have no answer. I'm curious to learn the answer, though.
All right, thank you, sir. Yeah, we have some, sometimes the trivia questions are pretty straightforward, and sometimes they're kind of all over the place, so it's always a good time. I like to try to answer, and sometimes it's just as much fun to be wrong as to be right with the trivia questions, because you never really know if you're going to be right or wrong, or what the story behind the answer is going to be. Also, you mentioned the nodes that are checked into the net. We, let me bring up my list here so I can read how we're connected and why you saw so many nodes connected to us. We are linked in with, we have a club in Oklahoma. A number of people are also linked in with their local Allstar Nodes, the Fireside Network, and then various other repeaters. So we've got we get quite the connection coming into us. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more people listening to the net on Sunday nights than actually check in. But we do appreciate you checking in there, and you're welcome to come back anytime. We have a pretty good time on Sunday and Wednesday nights. So it's a lot of fun. Also, we use a tool called NetLogger to log all of our contacts. If you download it on Windows, there's other ways to view it, but I just downloaded the app on Windows. And they have an almost instant messenger window, which there's a lot of people chatting over there alongside the net, which is almost as entertaining as the net. So you have content verbally and content in a chat window, which can be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, thanks for checking in there, sir, and we always appreciate new check-ins. And yeah, that's all I've got. So this is KEQQ on the WWKY repeater, 147 Mark 290, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. We're at the bottom of our list and ready for more check-ins. If you would like to check in, please say your call sign phonetically, followed alphabetically, along with your name and location.
AI 5Q recheck.
Okay, I have AI5Q Jairus on the recheck, and I have somebody else I think was rechecking, but I did not catch your call sign. Can you come back with your call sign, please?
KJ5 ATA, Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Tango Alpha, KJ5 ATA. Georgetown, Texas, my name's Guy. Yeah, I'm checking in.
All right, Guy, thank you. I think we got caught by the pause bug of the nodes and all. I didn't your call sign. You probably said it, and I just didn't hear it because it didn't transmit. So we have a recheck, and we have a check-in. We're going to go with the check-in first. We're going to talk to KJ5 ATA Guy and see what he has for us tonight. Take it away, sir.
Yeah, okay, Beacon Net. Yeah, Alpha is my answer for the first question, and Bravo is my answer for the second. And if I don't get those right, well then I would probably expect that to be the way it is, because those are just uneducated guesses. At any rate, yeah, good to talk to the Beacon Net. We're having beautiful weather here in Central Texas. Fall is starting to hit. I'm sure it already has hit Ohio pretty nicely. I don't know if your leaves are changing right now, but our leaves don't change that much as far as the foliage is concerned. Anyways, I'll throw it back to the network. All right.
All right, thank you, Guy. We have your answers down as Alpha and Bravo. And yes, our leaves are changing, and they are gracefully falling from the trees one at a time, and it's beautiful until the deluge happens later on, probably next month, when we'll get our first snow, and then they will all fall out of the trees in my backyard at the exact same time, and I will no longer have a beautiful semi-leaf covered yard. I will have a completely leaf blanketed yard that will bind up my mower if I try to cut it. So yeah, that's the fun of fall. Thanks for checking in there, Guy. We appreciate it. Next we we're going to go back up to the recheck from AI5Q Jairus. Go ahead and take it away, sir.
Thank you for picking up my recheck. I was just going to let N9IAA, November 9, India Alpha know that the unvaccinated female that is connected to the Border Breaker Hub has been there for 3.5 to 4 years, and I have never once seen them key up. So I don't know what the deal is. They're always connected. I don't know if it's a node somebody built and forgot about, or if they actually enjoy listening to the net and they just don't talk. But that unvaccinated female, or unvaccinated female, if you want to pronounce it the way it's spelled, is never checked in to my knowledge, and I monitor the dashboard and the net pretty closely. So just wanted to throw that out there for him, since he mentioned that call sign in particular. AI5Q, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Jairus. Yeah, I thought that might have been our Canadian friend checked in with us there, because he said it was Canadian, so I was thinking that was the only Canadian I knew of. Yeah, thanks for that info. You know, it's funny, my node, after a while, it kind of times out. I have to restart the thing every week or so if I leave it connected to a node or connected to something, and I was kind of curious how they keep it connected that long, but maybe that's just my node. For whatever reason, after some period of time, it times out. Probably the internet, my house, something times out and it causes it to lose its connection, but still think it's connected or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Jairus. That's good information. I appreciate it. And I'm at the bottom of my list. This is KEQKO on the WWQR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8, and we can do another round of check-ins. point of checking the BeaconNet. Please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Okay, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to our net control team. We're going to start with K8VZA Eric. How you doing, sir? What do you have for the BeaconNet tonight?
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8VZA here. Not a whole lot going on here. Did some stuff around the house today, and I was trying to find you on HF there at 40 meters, and I flipped over to 80 when you said you might be there, and I didn't time it right. But I managed to hunt a few POTA stations in Connecticut, Georgia, and PA, and the Georgia and PA stations had two operators at each one of those stations, so it was kind of cool. And just kind of casual hunting. And anyway, XYL made some chili today, which K4OG made some at his house too. So, and somebody else mentioned it. We're at the beginning of chili season. I love it. I love chili. And what else? Mother of a friend of ours passed away this past week, and there were services for her today. And it's all kind of a blur. Anyway, KE8VZA, let's see my answer. I'm going to pass on the first question, obviously, and the second one, all trivia, I'm going to go with Charlie. Anyway, KE8VZA, back to net control.
All right, thank you, Eric. Yeah, we were kind of all over the place. We weren't really calling out. We were mostly responding because there was so much activity on 40 meters this weekend. Like I couldn't find a good frequency to call out because like everything was in use. So and then the kids weren't really quick on calling CQ or anything. So it was kind of like by the time we start making a call, the frequency would get chewed up by somebody. So like they were not on the spot, which is fine. They're kids. Like they've not. This is their first time they've done it, so I'm not gonna knock them for it. But yeah, so we were mostly just answering calls pretty much all weekend. We did try one kid tried to call out on 80 meters last night around like 9 o'clock when it sort of slowed down, but the noise floor was kind of crappy for us, so we didn't really get much there. You know, I don't know. It was fun. We had a good time, and yeah, that's kind of how it went. I know, like when Josh suggested the frequency, I went there and it was used, and somebody let go, and we were able to get in and call out to Josh. But yeah, that's just kind of how it went. It was still a good time though. Still a good time. And our next station here is KD8EPC Dustin. How you doing, Dustin? Are you still with your guest? Are you able to talk to us, or what's going on?
W8WKY.
All right, nothing heard there. Perhaps Dustin had to step away. Let's try. He's down at the farm. He might not be available. We'll try him anyway. KD8SLG, KD8QKO. Are you out there, sir? And do you have comments for the BeaconNet?
KE8QKO, this is KD8SLG. Down the farm, that's for sure. Fine business tonight, Nick. Let's start with trivia. I'm going to vote in solidarity with Kevin, Delta and Delta. We'll just start there. Great weekend. Went to do a ghost tour in the village of Zor, which was really quite fun and interesting. Did that Friday evening. Really good time, actually. And everybody's been speaking of chili. And Audrey made a fine batch of chili. I'm thinking of having another bowl of it very soon. Still down here. Glad to hear everybody tonight. And looking forward to the Ham Fest next Saturday, or next Sunday morning for sure. It's KDSLG. Back to that control. Thanks, Nick.
All right, thank you, Nick. Yeah, the chili. I was going to comment on that as well. I have a lot of comments tonight. I made some chili so far this season. It's been pretty decent, but I think November 9th we have a chili. A friend of my, one of my son's friends' parents are having a chili cook-off at their house. They're inviting a bunch of people over. Everybody brings a chili, so I get a chance to go and bring, hopefully, an award-winning chili of one that I've made it pretty good before. I've got a pretty good brisket chili I can whip up and cook out, but I don't want to say I have a good recipe, because the recipe is always a little bit different every time I make it, but I'll be doing that later on in November. Nothing like a brisket chili. Man, that's the bomb. Anyway, thank you, sir. And next, I believe he's still awake and in the blue screen. That's W8HRF, Mr. Lucy. Thanks for making contacts with the Scouts this weekend there, Josh. I appreciate it. And when you do come back with your comments, can you tell us if your better half will be around to comment as well? With that, I'll pass it off to you, Josh, KEQKO.
K8QKO and the BeaconNet. This is W8HRF. I actually was thinking, I was like, I haven't seen Lucy in the last hour and 15 minutes. Where in the world is she? And she's upstairs in the bedroom doing stuff. So not sure if she'll be here or not. We'll see if she comes down. Anyways, it's fun playing around in the blue screen. It's been a while. Let me let this drop. My Node ID'd. Anyways, let's see. What was I going to say? Yeah, it was fun to make contact with the Scouts. I think I talked to Andy and Bryant. I don't remember. I wrote his name down and, I put it on the QSL cards. I sent you 3. One for yourself, and then if you could get the other 2 to those guys next time you see them. So I figured that would be cool. I'm kind of on a QSL card streak right now. I had some to catch up. I finally made a card, and so I've been catching up, sending folks them. I had like 15 cards sitting around here that I've gotten in the last 2 years I haven't responded to. Some of them with postage. So I finally got those all replied to. So happy about that. I'm going to go, let's see, for my trivia, I'm going to go with Delta for Allens for the alternate. The Cornwaldo Beans abandoned missile silo in Scotland. There is actually a YouTuber who bought a missile silo out in the middle of nowhere, and they tried to do something with it. I was expecting much more from that YouTube series, and it was just disappointment upon disappointment. It's just so anticlimactic. For the main trivia, I'm going to go with, I really don't know. I'm just going to say Charlie. Sorry, Charlie, just like Mark says it. So I guess the only other thing I was going to say was all this talk of POTA makes me want to go do some POTA, so before everything freezes over here. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to when we do another Sarapota event. That'll be fun. We'll maybe... I really liked when we did it on the same weekend as the museum ships on the air. That was kind of cool. We got a whole bunch of ship contacts, which was kind of neat. So, anyways, I'm going to send it back to you, Nick. Glad it sounds like everything went well this weekend. And, yeah, so we'll catch you later. K8QKO. This is W8HRF 73, everyone.
All right, thank you, Josh. Yeah, we did activate some POTA this weekend. We found some POTA sites we activated, or not activated, but hunted down. It didn't work out. We could have gone to Meta Talk because if that had worked out, we could have done POTA up there. We could have activated because the Manitowoc Scout Reservation is right inside the national park, so it's within the limits, and we would have easily been able to. I don't know why I haven't activated that or tried to, because that would really make sense whenever we go there. Try to activate POTA, because that would just be super easy. I'm already there. Just have to take my radio gear with me, set something up, and just activate when I'm there. But I haven't done that yet. But yeah, unfortunately that didn't work out. We ended up in Cambridge. I mean, there's 3 camps here in our area of Northeast Ohio, and I prefer the one in Cambridge because it's kind of laid back, relaxed. The one inside the national park, there's a lot of bureaucracy around having campfires and things like that because we're within the national park boundaries. So I kind of prefer the one out in Cambridge. But yeah, that's just how it goes. Anyway, this is KEQQ on the WWQR repeater 147 Mark 390, positive also with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we'll call for her. She's probably upstairs in the bedroom, but we'll call for her anyway. KE8YUK, Miss Lucy, are you out there? All right, she's probably watching Betty sleep, or sleeping herself. But we'll say 73 to Josh and Lucy, and we will go down to KI5DAY Allen. How you doing, sir? And what do you have for the net tonight?
KI5DAY in the net, and Larry the Rubber Chicken on standby. Yeah, what do I have for the net tonight? I'll tell you, I've got 3 quarters in the jukebox and $5 in my pocket. That never gets old. Anyways, yeah, it's been a rough weekend. I went camping. We didn't get to really camp as much as we kind of halfway camped and glamped. We were in these things called yurts. They're like these round building things with canvas around them. They're pretty nice, but the beds were not quite up to par. They were okay, but it was really nice, but we couldn't have any fires. There was a burn ban. Oklahoma is like not ever going to get rain again, I guess, so we're in a bad drought. But yeah, we've been missing out on some fall colors. There's a place down in southeastern Oklahoma where I grew up, and it's close to where I grew up anyways until I was about 10, and I wound up moving to this little town that I live in now up in northeastern Oklahoma. But southeastern Oklahoma is beautiful, and you have the beginnings of the Ouachita National Forest that crosses over into Arkansas. When the leaves are nice and bright this time of year, they're beautiful, but we've had no rain. Let me let this drop.
W8W.
So, but in here, anyways, I've been in here reading all these illegal node connections and stuff in the blue screen to HF. Don't ask, you have to read it, but anyways, I think some people are going to have to answer. I'm going to get a hold of my buddies at the FC. Anyways, we've been having a good time in the blue screen tonight, and I'm still kind of tired, man. I'm dazed. I didn't get much sleep this weekend, but we had a lot of
All right, this is KEQQ. Looks like something happened with Alan there. Perhaps he can get his node back in order. But it looks like Miss Lucy joined us. So let's come back up and talk to K8YUK. Miss Lucy, how you doing, ma'am? And what do you have for the Beacon Net tonight?
I would like to go on record saying that wasn't me. KE8YUK to KE8QKO. Hello, everybody. Very sorry I completely disappeared. I joined a couple Discord servers, a couple Catholic Discord servers. I think I talked about it on Wednesday, maybe. Anyway, I say prayer almost every day, and I thought, well, now that I'm in these servers, maybe someone would like to say it with me. So I got online, and there were a group of people already in a voice chat, and I mentioned it to them, and they said, oh, that'd be great, but we're going to say the rosary first. And the rosary is a prayer series, so to speak, prayer of repetition. Usually lasts 15 to 20 minutes. And I thought, well, it can't hurt to get an extra prayer in. It's a good prayer. I like it. And plus they'll say the chaplet with me afterwards. So I'm sitting there for a Discord version of the rosary, which apparently, guys, takes an hour to say because my prayer takes about 11 minutes. So Josh is shaking his head. You don't speed through the rosary like I do, apparently. It was crazy. It was very good. It was very nice to hear all the different voices and the different walks of life and accents and everything participating in something that I grew up with and know so well. But also, holy cow, guys, why was it so long? So that's what I've been doing. I'm going to drop just because I feel like I should. K8YUK returning. I don't know if that actually worked. Am I coming through? Okay, Josh doesn't coming through. Today was pretty good. We had church. We saw my brothers, which is just always makes me happy. I feel like it's been forever since I see them anymore because we've almost all moved out. So that was really cool. Kind of had a calm day, baked a cake, as Josh may have mentioned. It's delicious. Very proud of myself. I didn't burn it is the biggest thing. And then we had a bunch of families over, which I was a little nervous about, but it went off really, really well. And it was good to see everybody, and everybody got along. And it was just really, really nice. And then I got a lot of prayer in this evening, even I did not mean to, but apparently God wanted me to. So here I am. My trivia answers are just going to be double D. I really don't know what they are. I heard Eric's at the beginning, and it just did not make any sense to me, so I'm going to go with my best shot with that. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. I hope everybody's enjoying the sun while we can. Please be safe over Halloween. People can be crazy with all sorts of different things, so just be careful. Look out for each other. Don't trust drivers. Tell Larry I said hi. I think that's it. K8YUK. Larry for president, K8QKO. Back to you. Good night. God bless everybody.
All right. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun there, Lucy. I'm not a Catholic. I've never been to Catholic mass or anything like that, but I have been to Catholic weddings. So that's my experience of what you might have experienced and what you might have been through. And I got to say, I can see that. I think the first Catholic wedding I ever went to, actually, we took my son. He was maybe 3. That was not a pleasant experience at all because I ended up having to walk him out to the back, out of the church because it did not work out because he was not into everything that was going on. But yeah, anyway, thank you there, Lucy. Appreciate you checking in and getting back to us. And Discord, no matter what kind of Discord it is a rabbit hole. So just understand that when you get into it. Okay, I did not get my trivia. I should have, so I'm going to do that now. My trivia answers are Charlie and Bravo. And then we're going to go back down to finish up our conversation with KI5DAY Allen. Take it away, sir.
KI5DAY in the net. Okay, I backed away here from my shack a little bit because I'm on a low power. How am I coming through now?
You're readable, but you have a pretty good buzz going. And by buzz, I mean radio buzz, not by other buzz.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'll back up a little bit more. Hopefully this is better, but I was going to say, if I have a good buzz, I promise I didn't stop by any medicinal stores on the way home today. But anyways, I was just saying earlier, we haven't had good fall colors this year again. Can't remember the last time we had a good fall with actual fall colors. We've had a drought again this year, so everything's brown and green. So
So not much fall colors. I haven't been to southeastern Oklahoma this year to see, but I heard it was okay. But there's a Washita National Forest down there where I grew up around Stigler, Oklahoma, in southeastern Oklahoma, and it's a beautiful place down there. All of eastern Oklahoma is really pretty. But anyways, I think if you heard my answer to the regular question, I'm going to go with D, and I won't answer my own alt question. So with that, I'll shoot it back to you, and hopefully you heard what I said. KI5DAY. Back to them.
All right, thank you, Alan. Yeah, it's unfortunate you don't have any good fall colors. We have a lot of them here, so come to Ohio. Come visit. You'll see lots of fall colors right now. Anyway, we've got your answer down for Delta for the primary question. This is K8QKO on the WWKY repeater 147 Mark 3 IL, positive offset with a PL tone of 114 Mark 8. And we've talked to our net control team. So we're going to do one more round of regular check-ins before we get our trivia answers. Anyone who has not checked into the BeaconNet that would like to check into the BeaconNet, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. All right, nothing heard there. Let's go talk to Eric, K8BZA, to get our answer for the primary question. Eric, take it away.
KE8QKO in the group. This is KE8BZA back with the answer to the main trivia question. So what is this PitchCom wireless device that the MLB teams, most of them, are using now? Well, the answer is Alpha. It allows the catcher to signal the type of pitches to the pitcher, basically call the pitches. And it is an attempt to thwart sign stealing. We won't mention any team names, Astros, that would engage in such an activity, but the PitchCom is worn by pitchers, catchers, and up to 3 other fielders, and it helps relay pitch information between the players. One player, typically the catcher, but sometimes the pitcher, has a wristband with buttons that transmit the call for both pitch and location, and everyone connected has a device in their hat that reads to them the call. It's a digital voice. The receiver has a small tube that extends through a hole in the hat that is near the ear. So anywho, there it is, PitchCom. If you want more info, just Google PitchCom, and a bunch of stuff comes up. And it's kind of cool. I saw him using it during the playoffs, and it caught my eye. KE8VZA, back to net control.
W8WKY.
All right, well, thank you, Eric. 2 things come to mind with that. First is I prefer the answer was Charlie and not Alpha, because I guessed Charlie, but I guess I can't change that. But also, I wonder if you could decrypt that. How well is that encrypted? Could you take a radio into the stadium, decrypt the PitchCom, and figure out what the pitches are going to be? I'm guessing it's probably pretty well encrypted because those guys have a lot of money and they can pull that off. Oh, just my thought. It's wireless, and we're all talking about over radio. Is there a way to figure that out? Could we all go up to an Indians game together and with some laptops and some little transceivers and see if we could pick that up and figure out what the calls are? That could be a lot of fun. I don't know. That's my thought. Thank you, sir. Next, we're going to talk to KI5DAY Alan to get the alternate answer. Alan, take it away.
KI5DAY. Okay, I'm back on RF. Am I coming through now, or is there like chickens screaming in the background besides Larry? Sorry, Larry, no offense. Or other noises, or am I coming through okay?
You got a little tiny bit of static, but it's much better than the buzz. So, yeah, let's go with that.
Alrighty, now we'll give tonight's alternate trivia answer as well. I guess we are ready for that, correct?
That is correct.
I've had a rough weekend, and I wasn't sure. I lost my train of thought. I was thinking about something completely different, but that happens often. Yeah. Well, anyways, back to the alternate trivia question. Tonight's alternate trivia question was: a man known as Sir Alfred Moran was made famous after having to live for over 18 years in a place. Was it A, a hidden room behind a bookcase in the Carnegie Library in Pittsburgh, B, in an abandoned underground opal mine in Coober Pedy, Australia, or C, in an airport terminal in the Charles de Gaulle Airport in France, or D, in the Cornwaldo family abandoned missile silo in Scotland? Let me let this drop. And of course, the correct answer is he stayed 18 years, believe it or not, living in an airport terminal. I shouldn't laugh, poor guy. It's a bad story. But yeah, he was an Iranian refugee, but he wound up living in the airport for various legal reasons, and he stayed there from August of 1988 until July of 2006. He got sick and left, and came back briefly in 2022 and died a couple months later. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff, man. I would hate to live in an airport terminal. That would be horrible, but look it up. It's really weird. KI5DAY, back to that.
All right, thank you, Alan. Yeah, no, they made a movie with Tom Hanks about that. I don't think it was the same person, but I figured I didn't choose that one. I kind of thought that at first. I'm like, no, Sir Alfred. It seems like somebody with some connections. You wouldn't get stuck in a terminal if you have those kinds of connections. So that's why I guessed it's different. But yeah, I've heard stories of people that have got stuck in sort of limbo between two countries and had to like live in the terminal. Well, I did. That was actually the name of the movie that Tom Hanks did. Wasn't it, like The Terminal? So anyway, thank you, Alan. We appreciate your question. Again, I would prefer the answer to that would have been Bravo, but you can't win them all. And that's it. This is K8QKO on the WWQO repeater. We're going to do one more round of check-ins after we've read the trivia answers and see if anybody wants to check in. So if you have not checked in and you don't want to answer the trivia, please say your call sign phonetically, followed by alphabetically, along with your name and location. Also, we will take rechecks.
This is KI5TAQ with a recheck.
Alpha India 5 Quebec with an unrecheck of KI5TAQ.
All right. So for those that are not aware, I have shorthand as I take my manual log for the beacon net, and I have shorthand for in and outs. I have a shorthand for recheck, and I have a shorthand for people that I talk to. When I call for them, I give them a slash. When they answer, I make it an X. And then for in and outs, it's a circle, and for rechecks, it's a dash. I don't have a shorthand for an on recheck. So what happened there is we now have two rechecks. Sorry, Jairus, I don't have a shorthand for you. Which means we're going to go to Taco Tim for his recheck, and then we're going to go to Jairus for his recheck. So KI5TAQ, take it away.
Well, Nick, for the answer for the bonus question that I'd given to some of you all, let me read the question first. It was the space programs in their respective countries had to move the space shuttle by what mode of transportation? Was it A, planes, B, trains, C, very heavy trucks, D, Cornwaldo Beans heavy clown car? The answer is planes. Russia had a space shuttle, the Bruon, and that was for this past Wednesday night. They moved that on an AN-225. The U.S. space shuttle program was using a couple 747s to move their space shuttles. So isn't that a little piece of interesting history there? This is KI5TAQ.
right, thank you, Tim. Yeah, I remember that question, and I thought somebody said, was it Josh's question? And I thought they said that it flew, but I could swear I saw a documentary that it never flew. But again, difference between my memory of a documentary and what the trivia question was, I wasn't arguing that point. And the AN-225, wasn't that the plane that got blown up in Ukraine by Russia, that largest cargo plane? And there was only one of them that was still in existence? You want to come back with that?
This is KI5TAQ. You are very correct. One of them they did blow up. The very one that the Bruin flew on to go from its assembly point to the site where it was launched. And of course, yes, they do have another one, from what I have heard, that they were trying to build, and it's still like an off and on progress. So that is, you are correct in that aspect. The shuttles, they glide down to the earth. They don't necessarily fly down. But yeah, that's what was there. This is KI5TAQ.
All right, yeah, copy that, sir. And Josh clarified that the Bruin did fly, but it flew fully automated, what the U.S. space shuttle cannot do. So the Russians beat us there again. Yeah, that AF5, the AF225, is that the right number? Anyway, if I remember right, that was the largest cargo plane. Well, sort of that. I think the Guppy, the one for the European I'm tired. The European airline. I believe that's actually larger, but yeah. Anyway, sorry, I'm babbling, and I shouldn't on the radio. Anyway, good stuff. Thank you there, Tim. We appreciate it. And let's get on and talk to AF5Q and get his recheck.
W8WKY.
AI5Q here, and I don't have much of a recheck. I was just trying to stop Tim's shenanigans for the past 5 minutes, and you completely disregarded that. So that's your punishment. You had to suffer through Tim talking and sharing his information about his alternate backup, second hand, third tier, around the corner trivia, whatever he wants to call it, I don't know. But you had to suffer through it and the answer because you ignored my unrecheck. So there you go. AI5Q, back to net control.
All right, well, I guess 2 rechecks don't make a right. So sorry about that, Jairus. I'll have to come up with another shorthand for unrechecking somebody else from somebody else's call sign. And I'm sure that's going to go over swimmingly with the ARRL or the FCC, I guess. I don't know, and the rest of that. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But appreciate you there, Jairus. Thanks for trying. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to close this thing down because I'm getting tired. On behalf of the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, myself, KE8VZA, KD8SLG, KD8EBC, KF5DAY, W8HRF, and KE8YUK. I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in with us this evening. Come and join us on the next edition of the BeaconNet, Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, here on the WWQI repeater, Allstar Node 48496, and Echolink W8WKY-R. You are welcome to join our friends on the Barometer Net, also on the WWQI repeater, every morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, except for Sunday. Don't forget to check out our friends on the Boredom Breaker Net, every day at noon Central Time, on Allstar Node 49562 and Echolink N5XQK-R. You've been listening to the BeaconNet. This is K8QKO, returning the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use at this time, 73 all.
going to come back with another recheck as you guys are talking about this big thing, KSFQB.
All right, go back. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, you were talking about the airplane, and yeah, I seen ODOT. That came up on a Facebook page. They were moving a 300-foot transformer. So ODOT was in charge of making sure the path was capable down by Warren County and Green down there on 63. And I seen that thing, and it's like 305 feet long. Now, I'm trying to figure out how are they going to take that thing around the corners and that. And part of the route, well, I know 741. I know 741 and 71, and so I know that area is there a little bit because that down by Kings Island. And of course, we all make that down Pillinger down to Dayton and Green and that. So yeah, I seen that, and then I was just thinking you guys are talking about this airplane and the couple of choices that was a plane, a train, or a super truck, I guess. So I was just gonna throw that out. So KSFQ will catch you guys on the next BNet barometer or beacon. So it's going to be the barometer net next. So KSFQB.
K3 SEM testing.
NAWP. Good night, everyone.